Picture the morning. It is 6:45 a.m. in Omaha, Nebraska. A 95-year-old man climbs into his car, pulls exact change from the cup holder, change he laid out the night before, and drives himself to McDonald's. No driver, no security detail, no personal assistant calling ahead. He orders a sausage patty for $2.61. If the market did well yesterday, he upgrades to a bacon, egg, and cheese biscuit for $3.17. That is the system. That has been the system for 50 years. That man is worth $147 billion. Watch till the end of this video, because today I am going to show you the 5 golden principles hidden inside Warren Buffett's daily life. The principles that explain not just how he became the greatest investor who ever lived, but why the way he spends money built just as much wealth as the way he invested it, and what each one means for your money starting this week. Before we get into the principles, there is one thing you need to understand about how Warren Buffett sees the world. He does not see money, he sees time. Every dollar that leaves his hands is not just a dollar, it is every dollar that dollar would ever become, across every year it no longer has. He looks at a $30 haircut and sees $300,000 in 50 years. He looks at a $3.17 breakfast and sees exactly $3.17, because that is already the right number. This is not how most people think. This is not how you were taught to think. And this single shift from face value to future value is the entire engine underneath his fortune. Here is the first golden principle. Live where you lived before you had money. In 1958, a 27-year-old Warren Buffett bought a 5-bedroom house in Omaha, Nebraska for $31,500. He is still there. Same house, same fence. He called it, in his 2010 shareholder letter to Berkshire investors, the 3rd best investment he ever made. Not because it appreciated dramatically. It is worth roughly $1.3 million today, which is a rounding error on a $147 billion fortune. He called it his 3rd best investment because it never asked him for more. A house you love does not tempt you to upgrade. A neighborhood you are comfortable in does not make you feel poor when you stay. And a man who never moves never has to redecorate, which means he never builds a taste for expensive things, which means he never needs an income larger than the one doing all the compounding. There is a man named Derek, 38, earning $95,000 a year in Dallas. 2 years ago, he got a promotion and a $14,000 raise. Within a year, he had moved to a higher floor apartment at $700 more per month, added a car lease, and started a habit of Saturday morning brunches that run $80 before noon. The raise was absorbed completely. His savings account moved almost nothing. He feels approximately as comfortable as he did before, which is to say, fine, but never quite enough. That is not a Derek problem. That is lifestyle inflation, and it is the reason most salary increases do not produce wealth. They produce a slightly more expensive version of the same feeling. Buffett understood this at 27. The house he would not upgrade was not a sacrifice. It was a decision to keep the snowball rolling. Here is the second golden principle. Automate your frugality so you never have to think about it. Warren Buffett puts exact change in his cup holder the night before. Every morning he spends between $2.61 and $3.17. This is a man worth $147 billion deciding whether to spend 56 extra cents on breakfast. Not because 56 cents matters to him financially, because the discipline of that decision is the same discipline he carries into a room where the next call is worth $500 million. If you are finding value in this kind of breakdown, take 1 second and subscribe, because this is the kind of thing most channels are too polite to say directly. Here is the 3rd golden principle. Protect your time like it is the only asset that cannot be replaced. Because it is. Buffett spends 5 hours every day reading newspapers, annual reports, biographies, trade journals. 5 hours every day for 70 years. He turns down almost every meeting request. He has said he can say no to almost anything because he knows exactly what yes costs. Every hour given to something that does not compound is an hour stolen from something that does. Over $80 billion of Warren Buffett's $147 billion net worth was accumulated after his 65th birthday. Sit with what that actually means. He started investing at age 10. By 30, he had $1 million. Extraordinary. By 60, he had roughly $3.8 billion. Legendary. If he had stopped there, you would not know his name. He would be a moderately wealthy man playing golf somewhere in Nebraska. The wealth is not from the stock picks alone. It is from 75 years of uninterrupted compounding that he protected by treating his calendar like a fortress. Every hour he saved from pointless meetings was an hour the snowball kept rolling. Here is the fourth golden principle. Never let the money you have change how you think about the money you spend. When Buffett was worth $10,000, young, early in his career, he put $2,000 into a gas station investment and lost every dollar. He still talks about it. He says, the opportunity cost on that $2,000 is now approximately $6 billion. That is not theater. That is compound math on a bad decision carried 70 years forward. The mistake was not losing $2,000. The mistake was interrupting the snowball. This is where the principle gets uncomfortable. Because you already know the math. You know that $1,000 invested at 8% for 30 years becomes roughly $10,000. You know it. And you spend the $1,000 anyway, because the weekend is now, and the $10,000 is a story about a future person who does not feel entirely real. Buffett cracked this problem by making the future person feel real, by calculating opportunity cost on every purchase until it became automatic, until a $30 haircut genuinely registered in his mind as a potential $300,000. Not to avoid the haircut, to make the choice consciously, that is all. Conscious spending is not frugal spending. It is just spending with your eyes open. Here is the fifth and final golden principle. Decide what your money is for before you have it. Warren Buffett has pledged to give away 99% of his wealth. Not when he dies, continuously. He has already donated over $50 billion to the Gates Foundation and other causes. He made this decision not as a billionaire. He made it while he was building. And here is what that decision gave him that no amount of wealth can buy. It freed him from the scoreboard. A man who knows where his money is going does not need to defend it with a super yacht. He does not need his net worth to prove something. The purpose larger than himself gave him permission to live on $3.17 breakfasts for the rest of his life and feel not deprived, but exactly right. You do not need to pledge 99% of anything, but you do need to answer the question he answered early. What is this money actually for? Not the vague answer, security, freedom, retirement. The real answer. What does the specific life you are building with this money actually look like? Because the people who answer that question clearly spend very differently than the people who never do. And the difference compounds for 40 years. Let me turn this around, because awareness without a plan is just anxiety with extra steps. Here is what you can start today. Write down your 3 largest spending categories from last month. For each one, multiply the annual amount by 10. That is roughly what you would have in 30 years at 8% returns if you redirected it instead. Not to make you feel guilty, to make the future version of that money real, the way Buffett makes it real every morning in the McDonald's drive-thru. Then ask yourself one question for each category. If I met the 70-year-old version of me, would they thank me for this spending or wish I had made a different trade? Sometimes the answer is yes, spend it, the vacation, the experience, the dinner. Sometimes these are exactly right. The point is to decide, to trade consciously, to know what you are choosing and what you are choosing instead. Picture yourself at 70. The morning is quiet. In one version, you built something. Not $147 billion, but enough that the morning belongs to you. The bills are not the first thing your mind lands on. You move slowly because you can. In the other version, the math still does not quite work, the way it never quite worked at 35 or 45 or 55. You are sitting there wondering how a man who has eaten a $3.17 breakfast every morning of his adult life ended up owning more of the world than you will ever see. The difference is not the income. It is not even the stock picks. It is one thing. He understood that a dollar is not what it buys today. A dollar is everything it becomes if you leave it alone long enough. The snowball does not care who started it. It only cares whether you keep letting it roll.
If this helped you get one step closer to financial freedom, hit that subscribe button. Let's build wealth together.